All right. Hello, world, and welcome back. Today, I am sharing everything that I do in my business without Redact. So, last week, I spoke about how I will be using TaxSlayer in order to pay my taxes because this platform allows me to do one simple tax return for free. And the way I will be paying my personal taxes, I have multiple 1099s that I will be filing, and I have found that this website is the cheapest that works for me. So the link for this will be in the video from last week. Today, I will be talking about how I will be paying my business taxes. So every business is different, and on your business on your EIN form, it will disclose all your tax obligations as they pertain to the IRS. Some business will have to be filed at every 3 months, and some business taxes are obligated to be paid once a year. And so it's best to check with that form to find out what applies to you. But in my case, my intentions will be to print that form out and fill out the information, and then I will be navigating to the IRS website. So if you were to go to irs.gov/payments, you will be met with this website. Let me do a little bit of zoom in here, make this bigger. Oh, there we go. So on the website, you'll be able to see this. And what this will allow you to do is that first payment, it says direct pay with bank account. Now, the good part about this is on the tax form itself, it will disclose what how much money you are obligated to pay depending upon what the form says. You will then navigate to this website and you will just tell the IRS that you would like to make a payment. After you make a payment, it will give you a receipt that yes, you have spent money and you have given the money to the IRS. You're going to then print that out, and because that is your receipt that you have made payment. And then the form that was printed from your EIN list, it will show you all of the forms that you need to pay and when they need to be paid by. After filling out that form, it will disclose how much that needs to be paid at the bottom. So the intention is to take that form, take the receipt, put both in one, and then mail that off to the address that it needs to go to in order to show proof that yes, these are your tax obligations, and yes, you have actually went ahead and fulfilled that by actually paying it, showing proof, and sending the form out. Now, really important, there's this thing called an audit where you might get asked, hey, what were your tax obligation for a certain calendar year? So it is really important. What I do is it's so important to me that I scan both documents. Once I pay it on the website, it will first give me a copy in the computer. I then save that in my tax file form for that year. And then once I go and fill out the form for my tax obligations, that will also be on the computer. So I'll hit save on both of those, move them into a folder for the tax calendar year, so that if there was ever to be an audit, I would be able to bring up all of my statements. Then I would print both and send them off to the IRS. And that would be the cheapest and most efficient way to pay your taxes, because when you think about it, this is the only way to pay your taxes. And if you were to use a tax service, yes, they have software built in that is going to help you to navigate, find breaks, and all this other stuff. But when you're just starting out, you typically don't have a lot of tax obligation. And the credit card or debit card that is being used in correlation with the bank that is designated to your business, all of these statements will be available for, I believe, up to like 7 years. So if there was ever to be an itemized audit where they would like to see what each individual item line is and what they correlate to, you would then be able to just go to your bank and hit print, save a copy into your file year, and send that off. Because now you're able to prove what you spent the money on, and you're also able to show that you've made previous payments. And this should essentially help to alleviate some of the stress, especially in the beginning. Most business don't have a lot of tax obligations because the business is new, but no matter how little the income, even if you were to, this is a savings account. So if you were to have a savings account and the savings account would give you a 4.25% return, the return is considered income. And so you would have a tax obligation to order to report this. But let's say you had $1,000 in the account and you got $42 for the year. It wouldn't make much sense for you to use $400 to pay your taxes quarterly to report a $42 for the year. You would be losing money. So that is why I came up with this method of making sure that you print out your tax form. You slowly go through each line item and read them line by line, and it will disclose and kind of help you to understand it all. But I do understand that it does get a little bit confusing, and the language and the lingo might be a little bit intimidating. And that is why I'm here. I'm here to help. And I don't wish to see anybody hurt themselves because the things I do require a little bit of a technique. And there's nothing worse than you trying to do karate and hurt yourself. And I don't want to see anyone hurt themselves. So if you are in need of assistance to be able to start a new business or to restructure a pre-existing business to either adjust for market conditions or just to optimize for a better workflow, you can always reach me at the link in the description below. But on that note, I am trying to keep these videos as short and spicy as possible. And you can always reach me on any platforms available. But until next time, please remember to go outside, touch the ground, look at the sky, and stay hydrated because there is a lot of people who do not have those simple pleasures. And I am very appreciative that I not only have the ability to enjoy those simple pleasures, but I also have the ability to help others to maintain a consistent, happy life. But until next time, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe